Hello everyone, this is Rick Grantham of Small Business Champion Bundle, coming to you today from our offices here in sunny Florida. Today we're going to walk you through a purchase order template. Now, what is a purchase order? Basically, a purchase order is a written sales contract between the buyer and the seller. Now, this lays out the exact merchandise, the exact services that are going to be rendered from the supplier. A typical purchase order will specify things like payment terms. What are your delivery dates going to be? What are the different items, and can you identify the exact items that are going to be delivered? The quantities of those items that are going to be delivered, and all the shipping terms and all the different obligations that are associated with the item that's going to be delivered. Now, I use purchase orders in my own business because it allows me to track and reference the supply of everything that I sell within my business. Right? It allows me to track inventory from the time that something is purchased all the way until it's delivered, and personally I use that as well for my inventory system so that I can track when things are coming out of inventory. But what are some of the benefits? The benefits is, first off, it provides legal proof, that the customer has ordered the product or the services from your business. And number two, it does provide an audit trail. This is helpful for you in maintaining your inventory levels. So in the next part of the tutorial, we're going to bring up the template. We're going to show you how to navigate the template and then show you how to input your own products, your own business information into the template so that you can provide these purchase orders to your customers. So stay tuned for the next part of the video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the template portion of the tutorial. Well, when you first pull up the purchase order template, the first thing you'll notice is a title screen that looks very similar to this. Over on the left-hand side, you'll notice there are plenty of opportunities to join the conversation, whether clicking on the free ebook or asking questions or joining any of our communities on LinkedIn or Facebook. But the part that you'll likely be most interested in is the actual template itself. So if you go down to the bottom here, you'll notice a tab for a purchase order. So we're going to select that. What this does is brings up the purchase order template itself. So the first thing you'll notice on the right hand side, if you scroll over, you'll see within the template itself, there's also another opportunity to join the conversation, either through downloading our small business ebooks or join us on LinkedIn or Facebook. But you'll also notice that there are instructions here on how to interact with the template. But you don't need to worry about that today, because today I'm going to actually walk you through in this video how you interact with this template and put in your own business information. So as you scroll to the left hand side, first thing you'll see is an opportunity to put in your company name. You can put in your logo here as well as you like. If you like, we're going to put in Small Biz Champ just as an example. You can put in your own company information. And you'll see there's a number of places here to put in purchase order information, your name, and a lot of the different information of what you're looking for in this purchase order. In this case, highlight inputs, we're going to turn that to yes over here on the right hand side. And by selecting yes, what that's going to do is highlight the areas for us that we should interact with in our own business information so that we're assured that we're not overriding any logic or any calculations that might be within the template. So here we'll select yes. Selecting yes, what you'll notice is a lot of this highlighted light blue color. So the first thing we could do here in the upper left-hand corner, this is where you're inputting your own corporate information. So in this case, I would input Rick Grantham. Company name, I'll say just Small Biz Champ as an example, and your address and wherever your company headquarters are located at. This is your main contact information. As you scroll a little bit further down, you'll notice the vendor details. Vendor details are the people that you're giving the purchase order to. You're requesting their goods, you're requesting their services. So in this case, this may go to, we'll say Andy Grambling, since we used that name in a previous tutorial. Company, we could say, we'll say just Acme Corporation as an example. And you could input the address information and all of that here. Now ship to, this is your information, right? So you're the one who is looking to receive the goods here. You're putting in the order, you're looking to receive the goods, and this is telling them where to send all of those goods to. So you may have someone in receiving, or your corporate headquarters may be, your company's headquarters may be different from the place you'd have to receive the goods at. So this is where you put that information. In this case, we'll put in Grantham, company information, still be Small Biz Champ, as an example. And wherever the street address and all of the different places, all the different information you put in there so the shipper would know where to ship this to. Now, as you scroll down a little bit further, you'll notice there are item and part numbers, and description information, the quantity, and the price. So this is what you're looking to acquire from the vendor. And if we do know the part information and the part detail information, certainly we could put that in here. We're just going to put in some sample part items here. HG 4300 or whatever the part number is, or if there's a catalog offering of what you're looking to purchase, that's where you put those items in there. It could be a short description here where I may be looking for, we'll say, roofing shingles. And roofing shingles, we may say we're looking for 500. Unit price, we'll just say $75, and that's a lot of money there. We're not looking for 500. Hey, we're looking for 50. And there also, maybe we're looking for roofing nails as well. In which case we may be looking for, we'll say 50 of those as well. In this case, we'll say $2 a box, 100 or so. So here's where you'd put in all the information around the description, the quantity, and the price. As you scroll a little bit further down, you'll notice that there's also a place to put in the tax rate. You'll notice the tax rate here is highlighted blue as well. So if the tax rate in your location where you're at is maybe, we'll say, 8.25%, you can input that amount and everything calculates and everything updates for you. If there are any additional fees that you need to put in place, this might be you put in an extra $150 if there's an additional $150 part of the order that needs to be cared for. In this case, we're going to leave that blank though, but there is a place if you need to put in additional details around additional costs that aren't necessarily quantity or unit price based. Scroll a little bit further down, there's a place for authorized by, where you put in all of your, this is where you put in your signature, or you put in the person who's authorized this. But a very important part of this is the individual details around the purchase order. So here you would have the purchase order number. This is used for tracking. As we talked about, in the first part of the tutorial, the importance of identifying shipping terms, the importance of identifying your purchase order, so that the purchase order number, so that you can track that throughout all of your systems and know which ones are complete and which ones aren't. In this case, we'll just put in a random number here for our purchase order, but that would be sequential for us. Purchase order date, we'll use today's date. Today is 2/2013. Whatever your shipping terms are, ship via, this may be shipped via UPS. FOB is free on board. This would usually be free on board as destination, and whatever the destination might be for you, or you could just leave this blank. But this has a lot more to do with at what point, or during the shipping process, who's taking ownership of the good at that point. And so take a look into this and put in the appropriate free on board or FOB related to your purchase order. Now that you have this complete and everything is ready to go, you can scroll up to the right hand side here where it says highlight inputs, select no, and this is now formatted and ready for printing. At this point you can come up and do a file print, and this would print out and be 100% ready to go out to your vendors. So this is the purchase order section of the Small Business Champion template bundle. Until next time, be a champion.